Joining us now to review some headlines in today's newspapers from around the world is Arise News analyst Emmanuel Efeni. Good morning, Mr. Efeni. How are you?
Good morning, Leila. Good morning, Ruben. Yeah, that's quite an engaging one with Chief Mike Ezekwel. Yes. Now, let's start with these day newspapers. The lead story, COVID-19, Buhari directs validation of Madagascar Herbal mixtures efficacy. Madagascar claims 55 patients recovered after treatment with COVID organics. 242 new cases bring tally to 4,641, with 902 discharged, 150 dead. Federal government begins World Health Organization clinical trial in FCT, Lagos, 4 other states. This day dome COVID-19 testing, tracing, treatment center to be inaugurated today. Yes, other newspapers are reporting this COVID organics story. The Punch newspaper, Madagascar drug, COVID organic to be used when confirmed safe, working, PTF. While, of course, the Daily Independent, federal government may adopt Madagascar's herbal cure for COVID-19. And, of course, the Daily Trust, Madagascar, Buhari orders importation of Madagascar COVID-19 herb. Well, this story, we've been on it for some time. That drug seems to be gaining the prominence and attention it deserves, if you will, Ruben.
We don't know if it deserves it yet, do we? Let NAFDAC decide.
No, yes. Well, at least going forward, we have some consignment somewhere in Guinea-Bissau.
Guinea-Bissau.
Yes, and the president has ordered that, please go and pick our consignment. It's meant for Nigeria. And we are following the right protocol. NAFDAC has to ensure that it is safe to be used.
Both NAFDAC and the Nigerian Institute of Pharmaceutical Research.
Yes, in fact, Ruben, that is where it gets interesting, because initially, that was why I quarreled with the appellation concoction, because this is not a product of some native doctors in Madagascar. It came from a research institute. So, yes, Giant of Africa were not the ones who initiated that research, but science is that anybody can benefit from that research. And our scientists should not look at it. Perchance, the inputs, the herbs, may be available just here in Nigeria.
They've stated that
They say
are.
it is Artemisia annua.
But if Madagascar places a patent on these products before we get the chance, we'll be importing all of
Look, it doesn't matter. We ask them to give us the right to establish a factory here that will also produce it. So it's good that we are going through this route to get to the scientific basis of this mixture, so that when it is confirmed, it will be Africa's gift to the war against COVID-19.
Well, let me make 2 additional comments, because Leila brought up this when we were looking at the headlines. And the additional comments are as follows. 1, Madagascar is donating, some boxes of this herbal remedy. You are comfortable with that? Herbal remedy, to Nigeria.
This day has adopted my position.
COVID organic.
Yes.
Herbal mixture.
So,
herbal mixture.
Yes, herbal mixture, herbal remedy, whatever, it's been donated to Nigeria. We need to know 2 things here. 1 is that it is the product of research, whatever you may say. 2, Andy Rajoelina, the president of Madagascar, also demonstrated a lot of leadership leading the process, no matter what you think. And to that extent, I think there are lessons that we can learn from Madagascar. Now, this COVID organics has put Madagascar on the map. WHO is talking about Madagascar. Every other country in Africa is talking about Madagascar. Now, the lesson we should take from that is not just to accept the donation from Madagascar. It's also to place greater emphasis on research in Nigeria, and to provide money, funding, appropriate funding for research and development.
Exactly.
Because if the Institute of Applied Research in Madagascar had not been supported with proper funding, if the scientists in that country had not been properly motivated, we will not get to this level. Now, the expectation is that Madagascar, whatever happens, is going to earn a lot of foreign exchange from selling COVID organics to other countries. And already there have been orders from, Senegal in particular, and from Equatorial Guinea, where the president of Guinea Equatorial has even gone on air to say that some persons have been cured by COVID organics. Whether that is the case or not remains for the scientists to work out. Now, the second thing, of course, is the politics around this Madagascar cure. Well, WHO says it's not a cure. This Madagascar contribution to the search for a solution to COVID-19. And, President Rajolina, in an interview he granted over the weekend, was saying that he's being criticized by the international community because it is coming from Africa.
Yeah.
And because it is coming from Madagascar.
Yeah.
A country that you will not expect would perform any miracle in a contest like this. And I think that the politics of it is also something we should pay attention to. And we just hope that WHO and other relevant bodies will also look at, what Madagascar is putting onto the table. It may not be a cure, but it may be useful.
Certainly.
In one particular regard.
I mean, it looks as though it's a valid symptom reliever so far.
We should also, as a nation, pay attention to research. A number of persons from the scientific community have come out with what they also think can be a cure or a remedy for the COVID-19. Our government should also put some money into the research to ensure whether these things have any tinge of efficacy, and they will be part of the mix in the search for solution to the COVID-19 pandemic. Now, there is another cure that is, trial that is underway. Vanguard newspaper, COVID-19 federal government okays 5 states for 5 states, FCT for World Health Organization's clinical trials. Yes, and that story is also on the front page of the Nation newspaper. World Health Organization to begin drug trial in Lagos, Ogun, FCT, others. Of course, this the treatment protocol that has been used all around the world, the whole idea is to give it some scientific basis by carrying out tests in different countries to see how these treatment protocols have really helped the situation, with a view to coming out with a scientific pronouncement. And Nigeria is part of that mix, and the number of states so mentioned are going to be part of that trial. And I think it's a good one because the various drugs being used now, there's no definite scientific pronouncement on which is the best option or which combination. And I think it's with a view to arriving at such conclusions that the World Health Organization is going about this trial, and Nigeria will be part of that trial.
Well, WHO calls it the Global Solidarity Drug Trial, and it announced Nigeria's participation more than a week ago. So it's now been firmly confirmed by the Nigerian authorities. And the states that have been chosen are Lagos, Ogun, Kano, Kaduna, and Sokoto, and then plus the FCT. But opinion is divided. Some Nigerians are saying, why would Nigeria agree, that Nigerians should be used, well, in their view, as guinea pigs for these drugs? And the drugs involved include remdesivir, chloroquine phosphate, hydroxychloroquine, and 2 other drugs, Lonarabie, something like that, Lonavir, something like that. Right. So, but it's neither here nor there. We're looking for a solution.
I think we need a clarification. This is not the typical guinea pig trial they are talking about. These are known protocols that are being used all around the world.
I think a bigger issue here as well is people's fears that African genes are rarely unlimited and are usually limited when it comes to the development of these drugs and these vaccines, and therefore it questions the efficacy of those drugs and vaccines on Africans.
These drugs are being used already.
No, Efeni. What I think we need to...
so the issue of guinea pig does not come up.
I said opinion is divided. I mean, if you read some of the reactions, some people have said that what the Minister of Health and the NCDC, what they need to do going forward is to further clarify that this is not a question of persons being used as guinea pigs for any drug or, anything at all. And that, Nigeria as a member of the World Health Organization is doing the right thing to be part of this solidarity trial.
Yes. If we just move quickly to the foreign newspapers, the UK, where the relaxation of the lockdown is also being controversial, if you will. Now, the Times of UK, see friends and family in flexible lockdown. Restrictions could vary by region, says Johnson. Well, everybody is comfortable with the kind of relaxation strategy. And the Guardian newspaper, if you look at the Guardian newspaper, Johnson providing no clear direction out on lockdown exit. Yes, that's the Labour leader Keir Starmer who is joining those who are criticizing Johnson's strategy. That well, it doesn't seem to be giving clear direction. And if you look at the Daily Telegraph, what he's saying there makes it even more confusing. Use good, solid British common sense. Prime Minister tells public. I don't know what that...
That's quite a funny one.
I don't know what that means.
But I mean, can we even say there's a strategy? That's the thing. I mean, it's not clear.
He's confusing the public with his, some of his pronouncements.
The main response is that the minister, the Prime Minister, is sending across mixed messages.
Yeah.
Some of those measures that have been introduced are already being questioned. And Sir Keir Starmer of the Labour Party, who had been supporting the government's approach, has now had cause to side with the unions who have been protesting and who have raised questions. And what are some of those questions? One, the manufacturing sector and construction workers. They're saying that, look, government is asking construction workers and people working in manufacturing companies and blue-collar workers to start going to work with effect from Wednesday next week. When there is no preparation in terms of safety in the workplace and safety in terms of public transportation. Parents are saying, you now say we can meet with members of our family. How would that work out?
Exactly.
You say you will create bubbles. What kind of bubbles?
The underground
You say children will not go to school yet, but you want parents to go to work. How do we deal with that? So these are some of the questions that have been raised. But clearly you can see that by referring to common sense and saying, you know, stay alert, control the virus, and save lives, the UK government, not UK in fact, these rules are for England. Because Wales and Scotland have their own different approach.
Really and
it's just saying you are your own.
And it's full of shades of grey. Oh, I hope he clears it up. Mr. Efeni, thank you for today's news headlines.